Multi-step equations. There are 5 steps to multi-step equations. The first step is to distribute. The second step is to collect like terms. The third step is to get the variables on one side. I suggest moving the smaller one if you can, but that's not always possible, especially if that smaller one is already alone on one side. You don't want to touch that because the whole point of solving these equations is to get that variable alone. The fourth step is to add or subtract. And the last step is to multiply or divide. And just like the order of operations, if one of these steps don't apply, go ahead and skip it and go on to the next one. If you follow this order, you should be fine, and it should reduce the chances of you making an error and second guessing yourself. All right, this is our first example. We have parentheses, so I know that we can go ahead and distribute. So let's distribute that 2 to the 3x, and we get 6x. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. And then we can distribute this to the second set of parentheses. So negative 3 times 3x is negative 9x. And negative 3 times negative 1 is positive 3. And go ahead and bring down the equal sign, bring down that 25. And let's go to our next step, which is to collect like terms. So 6x minus 9x is negative 3x, and then negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5. And just bring down that equal sign, bring down that 25. Now here, I think we can go ahead and skip our third step because our x's are already on one side. So all we have to do is focus on getting rid of that minus 5. So we always do the opposite operation. So the opposite of minus 5 is plus 5 on both sides. And that's how we get rid of that 5 right here, right? It's going to become 0 because the signs are opposite. And go ahead and we bring down everything that we didn't touch on the left side, which is that negative 3x. And on the right, 25 plus 5 is 30. And we are at our last step. Let's go ahead and divide because the negative 3 is being multiplied to x, and the opposite of multiplication is division. When we do that, on the left-hand side, negative 3 divided by negative 3 equals a positive 1x, and on the right, 30 divided by negative 3 is negative 10. Example 2. Again, we're going to follow the same steps. Let's go and distribute first. We got 9n because 9 times n is 9n. Then distribute this 9 to the second term inside the parentheses, and 9 times positive 2 is positive 18. Bring down the equal sign. We got to distribute on this side as well because we have parentheses. 3 times n is 3n. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. We're done with distributing. Now, I don't see any like terms on this side I can collect, and I don't see any like terms on this side I can collect. So we're going to go ahead and skip step 2 and go on to step 3. And we're going to get our variables on one side. And since that 3n is smaller than the 9n, let's get rid of that one first. So the opposite of positive 3n is negative 3n. So that's why we're minusing 3 on both sides, because when we do that, 3n minus 3n is 0. It doesn't exist anymore. And then after we simplify, we get 6n, because 9n minus 3n is 6n. And bring down everything else, the plus, the 18, the equal sign, and then that negative 6 on the right-hand side. All right, the fourth step is we add or subtract. Well, remember, we want to focus on the side with the n, and I'm seeing that 18 is being added or subtracted to my n. So let's get rid of this 18. And the opposite of plus 18 is minus 18, both sides. We do that on purpose so we can get rid of that 18 right there. See, it's because 18 minus 18 is 0, it no longer exists. So now go ahead and bring down that 6n, and on the right side, the signs are the same. So we're going to go ahead and add, right? Negative 18 and negative 6 make negative 24. Last step, we want to multiply or divide. We want to get rid of that 6, and the 6 is being multiplied to the n. So the opposite operation is to divide by 6. So we can go ahead and get rid of that 6, right? Because 6 divided by 6 is no longer 6, it is 1. And that's what we want. We just want 1n. On the right side, negative 24 divided by 6 is negative 4. And that is our final answer.